Oh boy, have I got some good footage for you guys today. This comes straight out of the UK. It's a piece of paranormal footage that follows a group of ghost hunters doing a seance inside an old haunted house. Now in this house, supposedly a witch was killed many years ago. But during the seance, one of the members of the group starts to form the features of a witch, and we can see this on the CCTV camera that is hooked up to the room. She takes on the long nose, the big stretched smile and the dark eyes. She literally just looks like a witch. It's very weird, but is this a trick of the light or something much more? You guys will be the judge. Drop down in the comments box below and let me know what you guys think. But right now, grab yourself a coffee, kick back, relax, and I'll see you at the end.
Paranormal investigator Brad Mack and his team were investigating a place called The Cage in a little town called St. Osyth in England. The town and the site has a dark history. Starting in the year 1582, this building was used as a prison, but not just any prison. The jail was used to confine and execute women convicted of witchcraft. Brian Mack says that during his paranormal investigation, his team heard strange footsteps and whispers. They saw lights flicker for no reason, and they even felt something bite or pinch them on several occasions. One member of their team, named Vanessa, was so shaken that she absolutely refused to stay in the building after dark. But the most bizarre incident was yet to come. Late that night, the group decided to perform a seance to contact the ghosts of the convicted women who had died there. As Brian Mack watched and recorded from another room, he saw something very strange happen to a woman in the group.
Face has completely changed. Doesn't even look like a person.
Right, Debbie, you need to come down here for a minute, please.
Oh, weird. Eyes are... Face has completely changed. Doesn't even look like a person.
Right, Debbie, you need to come down here for a minute, please.
Oh, weird. Eyes are black.
One seance member's face actually begins to change and contort into something that can only be described as horrific. Her nose seems to grow and her mouth stretches into a bizarre inhuman grin right in front of their camera. Fearing for the woman's safety, they call down and remove her from the group. After the seance, the woman has a strange burn mark down the back of her neck, even though she had been dressed in several layers of clothing. She later said that after the incident, she experienced horrible nightmares and bizarre occurrences around her home. So, was this some supernatural possession by a ghost caught on camera? Or just a bizarre trick of the light?
Welcome back, guys. What did you make of this footage? For me, this was super disturbing, very creepy, but also quite fascinating as well. Here we have this group of ghost hunters. They're doing a seance in a notoriously haunted house that is reported to be the place where a witch was murdered. And yet one of the seance members starts to morph and transform into what looks just exactly like what we would think a witch looks like. The stereotypical type witch with the big nose, smile and the dark eyes. Now, that is very coincidental. But could it be a trick of the light? It could be a trick of the light. I mean, light has a very funny way of manipulating things. And the human eye is very easily fooled. I know that even as a small child, you see a coat hanging on the back of the door, you can easily make that into the image of a person stood in the doorway. We see on Facebook and Instagram of all these Bigfoot photos that have been released where people claim to have caught some kind of a figure stood in the forest, but really it's just a trick of the light, casting these contrasted shadows on leaves and tree trunks, etc. So light can fool the human eye very easily and make us believe that we're seeing something we're not. The problem I have with that here is that just to this woman's left is another woman, and her face doesn't change at all. So basically she's receiving the same light from the same direction as the woman that morphs into this witch looking figure, but yet her face doesn't change. So that's the first concern I have about this footage that makes me believe something strange is going on. And then the second point I'd like to make is that how coincidental is that? Like I said in the start of this video, is that these people are doing a seance inside a notoriously haunted building, which has a creepy name, by the way, called The Cage. And in this house is the last spot or the last known place that the witch was killed. And here we have this seance member turning into a witch, or taking on the appearance of a witch. So it's very coincidental. Also as well, look at the person in question, this Debbie. Look at the way she's holding the table. It's so goddamn creepy. She's almost sticking her fingers like talons into the wood, whereas everybody else has got this relaxed stance, which is what you're supposed to be doing during a seance to make sure that nobody is causing trickery or moving things through the power of pushing or force. But Debbie, look at her hands. She's literally fully transformed. She's got these sharp fingers that are digging into the surface of the table. Very, very creepy and totally different to everybody else around her. As previously stated, guys, there is always that chance that it could just be the light. For me, I'm on the fence right now, but it's not about what I think. It's all down to you guys. You guys will be the judge. So please let me know what you guys think down in the comments box below. Is this a trick of the light? And if so, let's not forget, why didn't the woman's face to the left transform? Surely she would be receiving the same exact light from the same exact location. I find that very, very strange, and I will be interested to know what you guys say in regards to that. Whatever the case may be, whether this was paranormal or some kind of a possession taking place in front of our eyes, you guys have been awesome. Thank you for sticking this one out with me. Until next time, guys, take it easy, stay safe, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you on the next one.
Face has completely changed. Doesn't even look like a person.
Right, Debbie, you need to come down here for a minute, please.
Oh, weird. Face has completely changed. Doesn't even look like a person.
Right, Debbie, you need to come down here for a minute, please.
Oh, weird.